How's it going, everybody? Welcome to K6 Outdoors. My name's Kyle. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing, installation, and trial of the MEEFAR cargo carrier. Well, I think that's how you say it. I'll put that name right here in the middle of the screen, MEEFAR. This is basically a tail basket for your 2-inch receiver hitch on your van, truck, SUV, Jeep. Anything that's got that 2-inch receiver hitch you can put on it, or if you can make an extension to it. This comes with a couple of the straps, comes with a cargo net, the actual waterproof bag. And yes, we do have a professional people mover. We've got a minivan. And obviously there's plenty of space in one of those bad boys. But the wife, family, and I decided we're gonna take a trip across country, 28 hours in the van. And we've got 3 kids and 2 adults. There's plenty of room in the van, but we have to take along strollers, cargo, kids, food, snacks. It adds up quick. So we went ahead and decided to buy one of these, bought this with my own money. I will put an Amazon affiliate link below to this. It costs nothing for you to use that link, but if you buy this or anything after clicking that link, I will get a little bit of kickback for that purchase. And it's something that Amazon pays out to their members to get you there to make the purchase. So let's go ahead and open this up, and it's gonna appear right here in pieces. So here it is, all the box. I'll give you guys my first impressions that it seems to be relatively well built. There are a couple of dings on it here that I'm not necessarily pleased about, but it's probably a packaging shipment thing. But overall, I'd say it's a really nice heavy-duty piece of steel. It's got a nice hammer coat anti-corrosion finish on it, which I like. That looks a little fancier than the typical just painted one you would get. But yeah, you got the 2 pieces of the basket here, and then you also have the tongue, which comes in another box. The hitch is pretty heavy, and I want to take a check here to see how thick this is. But yeah, that's what I thought about. You know, I'm not sure which gauge of steel that is, but it's like 0.160 thick. 160 thousandths of an inch. So it's nice and thick steel. It's the same way here. This tubing is a little thinner, but the majority of this is pretty well built, and I think it's going to last for quite a little while. I do like how it's set up there with the mesh in the bottom. Looks like they did a very good job on this, and I'd give them an A for initial quality. A couple of dings here from shipping, but I'll see if they can't make that right. So let's go ahead and start getting this assembled. I'll move some stuff out of the way. Also in here, it comes with an anti-vibration bracket so you can clamp it onto your hitch so it doesn't shake up and down, and some other plates for assembly, some stickers, reflector stickers, and all the bolts, pins, and stuff you need to do to assemble this. It does come with the instructions, and there's a picture on here of how it all, of the whole assembly, the straps, the cover, it's got a lock for the bag, and your actual cargo net here too. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear a little bit of this stuff off so we can start assembling this thing. Basically, 3 steps to this, and a handful of bolts. I mean, bless their soul for sending these little wrenches, but I guarantee you, I'm not using those. So we'll find something else, and we're not going to use those pieces of garbage. Because, you know what? This channel is about learning things the hard way, so you don't have to, and that's one thing that I've learned the hard way is you just don't use the tools that come with it if you can help it, because it's going to take you about twice as long to get the job done. So get this laid out here on the table, and we're going to start assembling. So it's just going to butt up like this, and there's going to be a plate on the front and back with some screws, and then the same way down below for the hitch adapter. I found the second thing I don't like about these are standard screwdriver slot on this thing. It's not my favorite. However, they do work fine. I'm going to go ahead and loosely assemble everything, including that front hitch, before I tighten anything down in case something's got to move a little bit, and it gives you a little bit of wiggle room that way. It looks like the way they built this frame is universal front and back, so it really doesn't matter how you assemble it. If you want that logo on the other side to show out, then that's all you have to pay attention to if you care about that. Most people aren't going to care. I mean, this is a pivoting, or I should say a folding hitch, so there's 2 pieces to this. Put the plug towards the back side. Okay, you probably should do this one here before you get to start putting it together there. But it doesn't really matter. It gets you the same place in the end. Or at least stand it up. So we get these bolts started here. There's 2 here and 2 here. Obviously, there's only so many bolts in this package. So you're going to be using the big boys, again, lock washer and regular washer. All right, using our 17 millimeter socket, and a 14 millimeter wrench. We're going to tighten these up, calibrated. That's good. Torqued. All right, that's all torqued and ready to go. Straight screwdriver now, and a 13 millimeter socket. All right, that is assembled. That's pretty easy. There's 4 bolts in the front, 4 bolts back here, 2 in the front that connect the tube with the main baskets, and the same thing in the back. And on the back side here, there's a plug that kind of keeps this hitch kind of closed in the back so you don't get moisture in places. But I'd say this thing is, it's pretty dang sturdy. Pretty happy with how it's built so far. So let's finish, get the tongue put on it, and we'll go ahead and slap it on the car. That's basically all we got to do. Looks like this goes here. The stationary bolt goes in the back, it looks like, so it can rotate. So this goes into here like so. We're going to use an adjustable wrench because it's the right thing to do. So again here, you take out this hitch pin and you take out this pin here. This will rotate up. We'll show you how you get on the van. Went ahead and picked up the Masterlock receiver pin, or whatever you want to call it, the pin that goes through this into a 2-inch receiver, so that I can lock it so it won't come off easily. Just added security when you're traveling because you just never know. It comes with both the 1/2-inch and 5/8 pins, as well as the keys for the lock. Don't lose both keys. And don't leave it on all, well, I don't know about this specific one, but I had one in the past left on all winter long and it corroded and I had to cut this off. It wasn't a Masterlock, it was a different brand. I'm not going to rat that brand out, but just keep in mind when you're doing that. So let's go ahead and install this on the van and I'll show you guys kind of how it works. So inside this bag, this is a storage bag. It's a nice little bag. You're going to find a nice heavy duty bag for this. It's going to have the straps for it, and then it's going to have the nice security lock for it. So it's kind of nice. And again, here you're going to have a bag with the cargo net in it. I'm going to wrap over that, help strap it down in place. Nice and heavy duty, bungee. And then the straps are really not a whole lot, nothing too much to them. They're pretty basic straps. So we're going to go ahead and throw that hitch on the back of the van here, and we'll kind of test some stuff out and see how well stuff fits in this thing. All right, this thing is not the lightest thing in the world, like I said, because it's made pretty heavy duty, but you just stick it in here. And look forward here to that pole lines up, right about there. She's on. Slide you through. Hitch is locked in place. One thing I want to show you, just mentioned earlier. You guys want to lift this up, you just pull that pin, and this rotates up out of the way. If you don't need it when you're driving around, it's going to be in the way. It takes up a lot less space that way. And then you fold it down. I don't know if I'm really going to need it, but that piece I talked about in here clamps on top of this. Helps stabilize this so it just doesn't hop around, but there's really not a whole lot of slop in there. Let's go ahead and give this a K6 Outdoors 210 pound weight test. See how well this works. Supposed to weight for 500 pounds evenly distributed. I'm staying on the back of it, bouncing up and down, moving the van. I mean, again, like I said, it's rated to be evenly distributed, but I'd say that's pretty good if you ask me. Nice and sturdy. One thing I want you to notice is how far this is off the ground when you compare it to the van. It's actually, it's quite a ways off the ground, so we're about dragging it, which I think is quite nice. One little walk around the van here, but well, the first thing I want to take on our adventure is this wagon. What I like about this too is you can open up this hatch with stuff on the back. Close this down here. We get both strollers in here. It looks that way, like we're gonna be able to. That's a big win. I was a little concerned that they wouldn't both fit. Sweet. Both in here with room to spare. So you just bring those zippers to the middle, you throw the lock on here. Just for added security. I mean, you never know. So to give you an idea inside here, I got two big strollers. I got a Wonderfold wagon and a regular stroller. And there's still room to spare. I mean, it's a big bag. Pretty simple straps, just loop through one another. Pull out to tighten it. Like that, pretty easy. Same way up here. Just pull it through there tight and I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. Just to talk a few specs on this, this carrier itself is rated for 500 pounds, evenly distributed. You don't want to put it on one side, and that's not good. The actual carrier itself is around 60 inches long, 20 inches wide, and that lip is around 6 inches tall. So it's a good size, in my opinion. It's about as wide as the back of the van is. So that's a good usable space there. The bag's a little bit shorter than the frame by about an inch. It's 59 inches, but it's a little bit wider than the actual basket at 24 inches to give you some space to kind of wrap around the stuff. So you get a little more volume there. And according to the specs, it's 24 inches tall. So you got quite a bit of space this way. So you're gonna get a nice big bag to engulf the stuff in, which is kind of what you saw there. Two large strollers. This bag is 100% waterproof, made out of 700D Oxford fabric. So again, like I said, it's thick and heavy duty. I can't really give you much more explanation than that. In that tubular frame we talked about is black epoxy powder coated that I mentioned earlier. It gives you that hammered look finish, and it's very durable and should keep you rust free for years. I know that's one reason people like aluminum ones, but not only for weight, but for that reason. And there's a toss up there what makes sense to you. There's not as many versions of the aluminum one. And as you saw there on the side, that angle gives you added ground clearance in your vehicle. Something you don't want to do, worry about dragging this on the ground behind you. That'd be bad for many reasons. Those reflectors there on the back, that gives them a little bit extra visibility at night because it is black. All sorts of ways to attach stuff to this, whether you're using the bag or not, you have options as well. And then also, what I said I was using before, the Masterlock added security, make sure someone's not trying to take something. Doesn't mean they're not going to take something, but just an added step to help prevent it. And the 5/8, this specific one comes with 1/2 inch and a 5/8 bolt there, and I'm using the 5/8 because that's what's on our 2-inch receiver hitch on our van. I really hope you guys found this informative and helpful. Again, the point of this channel is that I can learn some of this stuff the hard way so you don't have to. There's a lot of junk in this world between Harbor Freight, Amazon, Walmart. I mean, there's junk everywhere, but there's a lot of good stuff with those stores too. But I want to give you guys my honest opinion on this, and my initial impressions are, it's going to be worth it, and we'll give it a go here. It's going to have, 60 plus hours of road time on it by the time we're back, and I think it's going to get tested out pretty well there. And if it doesn't hold up, well, we're going to find out, and I'll report that back to you guys. If you guys liked today's video, I'd encourage you to hit that like button. If you didn't, the dislike button's fine too, but give me some feedback on how I can improve this channel. If you guys have made it this far, you must like something I'm doing, whether it's outdoor project related, tractor, or product review. I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button if you feel inclined to do so. And if you hit that bell next to it and make it turn gray, you'll get notifications when I post more videos like this one. And you can watch them right away, watch them later, whatever you would like to do. You don't have to watch them at all. Thanks again for stopping in. My name's Kyle. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. We'll see ya.